Good evening. Hey, first of all, thank you for sending us your kids. And then thank you for bringing about 10 people per kid to fill this gym up. You guys are incredible. And from what I heard right here, he said, I've waited in longer lines that went much slower at Cedar Point than the line you stood in tonight.
It's true.
If you've not laughed at that joke, you haven't chaperoned the trip at Cedar Point yet. You will have your opportunity. Okay, if there are spots available, maybe raise your hand, someone who's standing, fit them in. We're all family here. We're going to start the program here tonight. There's some hands over here. We're going to introduce to you first our 5th grade combined elementary woodwind ensemble, who we're going to hear from later. Go ahead, yeah. They are students from Gill and Longacre, where their director is Mr. Wilson. They come from Kenbrook and Hillside, where their director is Mrs. Falls. They come from Wood Creek, where they have Mrs. Thomas. They come, there you go. You had one fan, Katha, one fan. No, we have many fans. I'm one of our fans. And then we have from Forest, Mr. Button, he's their director. And the poor kids from Lanigan and Beechview would have to put up with a guy named Dave Gregg. I have no idea. For the parents of the 5th graders, when you filled out the registration form, I'm not sure if you paid attention to the small, fine print that said when you registered for them to be a part of this Woodwind Whirlwind, you also registered them to be a part of the 2025 Woodwind Whirlwind, if they stay intact. Everybody who's here, they're going to advance to the 6th grade and 7th grade, and before you know it, they're going to be sitting right here with the high school ensemble. So we're going to hear from 5th grade a little bit later on. We start with our first ensemble, the 6th grade combined woodwind ensemble, and they come from STEAM Academy, where their director is Mr. Kevin Scollins. The Warner Middle School, where they have Mrs. Babcock and Mrs. Falls and Mrs. Scollins from East Middle School. And then they also come here from Power, and that's where Mr. Wilson is the director. And you're going to see what has transpired tonight. They started in grade level clinics, and then they went to a grade level and instrument specific clinic, and then they moved to a full grade level ensemble rehearsal. And we're going to hear from the 6th grade playing Surprise Symphony under the direction of the Harrison High School band director, Mrs. Peggy Babcock. woodwinds. We turn our attention to the right side of the gym for you, and this is our combined 6th and 7th grade woodwind ensemble, and their conductor is from North Farmington High School, our new member of the family, Mr. Clay Wachholz, and he's going to conduct Mission Impossible. And when I said 6th, 7th, I meant 7th and 8th combined woodwind ensemble. I apologize about that. And just one more acknowledgement. Our drummers are students of Mr. Wilson's classes here, and they're part of the woodwind family today, but on percussion. Thank you guys for filling in. Great job, you guys. As I mentioned before, the students took part of some clinics and rehearsals, and we brought in some of the very, very best people in our area, Metro Detroit, who make a living doing what we love to do here, and that's who our kids got the experience of working with. They're just phenomenal musicians and great instructors. We're going to switch up the order a little bit. I had put in that we were going to hear from the Woodwind Quintet first, but we're going to have our saxophone quartet play because they got to get out of here because they're gigging tonight downtown. So we got to get them out of here. Would you like to say a word? This is the North Star Saxophone Quartet.
Thank you very much. First of all, I want to apologize to the Woodwind Quintet who probably just found out they were getting bumped. Sorry guys, I didn't know the whole deal. I've been on the other side of that. It says that we have 2 alto saxes, 2 tenors, and a or 1 tenor and a baritone. I'm sorry, I didn't know it was going to say that. We play with a soprano saxophone on the top. Once you've done that, there's no going back to 2 altos. So hopefully you'll enjoy that. The first piece we're going to play is an arrangement, an adaptation of J.S. Bach. So raise your hand inwardly if you think saxophones only play jazz and pop music. One of my missions in the world is to show that the saxophones can play classical, baroque, romantic music as well as any other instrument. So that's a high standard I just signed us up for, but hopefully we can make that.
Saxophone Quartet. Thank you so much for working with our kids. Thank you for performing for us tonight. Now get out. Thank you though, thank you guys. Okay, now we bring up our guest conductor for the high school woodwind ensemble. This is Kendra Sesakayet. We did mention earlier the high school director at North Farmington High School, Clay Wachholz, and at Harrison's last year of being a part of our Woodwind Whirlwind, Peggy Babcock, the band director from Harrison, and this tall guy with all that hair, Mr. Steele from Farmington High School, are the directors in our high school in Farmington. The high school ensemble performs Gypsy, Rondo. Seriously, that's just awesome. Thank you, high school. We're going to draw your attention to this side of the gym here. We're going to hear from our Pure Winds Woodwind Quintet, where Kendra might say a word or two. Natalie? Natalie?
Great. Hi, everyone. We are the Pure Winds Woodwind Quintet. We're based out of Lansing. We do a lot of educational outreach and we do a lot of performing and stuff. We've had a great time working with your kids tonight. It's been so fun. They've asked really great questions and have been really great to work with. We have two pieces for you. The first is called Emoja, which means unity, and we love it because we're a group of really great friends and we like to play together, so we feel like it kind of represents us a little bit. And the second piece we have for you, you might recognize, it's called Liber Tango. It's been arranged for a lot of different instrument groups. It's an Argentinian piece by Astrid Piazzolla, so it'll be fun to play. Thank you, enjoy.
Woodwind Quintet. Let's take a brief moment while we gather ourselves here to prepare for the finale here. This is a major undertaking by everybody involved in this district, and it's a lot on this building and the power community. It's such a cool thing to do is to walk the halls on the night of Woodwind Whirlwind and hear music coming from everywhere. It's like a music conservatory here at Power Middle School. So thank you, Mr. Wilson, and all he does to make sure this goes smoothly for everybody. TV 10, our our local broadcasting system here for the Farmington Public Schools is here. They're capturing our performance here tonight. Anybody around the world can see this performance. If you go to the Farmington Public School webpage and click on that button that says TV 10, and they'll have it on demand for anybody to watch, grandparents across the country or whatever. It's available to us probably about a week. Just one of our very, very supportive businesses. So we have a lot of them in this community, but one of the ones that's been around a long time is Anderson Music. So much, he loves Farmington that this is the only district he comes out to service. He hires people like crazy to service other districts. We are lucky enough to get Mr. Anderson and Anderson Music to us every week. Say hi, Rick. And then quickly, the tremendous support we receive here in Farmington is incredible. No matter what's going on with the district ever, we had wonderful support. Our superintendent was here, Dr. Heisch. We had board members, Angie Smith, Pam Green, and even though his term expired, Mark Brzezlowski. We can't keep him away. He wants to be around us all the time. So thank you guys for being here. Our administrators from Lanigan Elementary, Greg Smith. Both administrators from Dr. Sanders and Dave Beasley, I saw were here from STEAM. And if I miss you, I apologize. I'll hit you up later in a further acknowledgement. We're good. This, people ask me, who gets the honor of conducting the grand finale? And this person right here has done a lot of stuff that we won't even know to make sure this night goes as smoothly as it does too. Even if there's a kink or two, that's my fault. If it went smooth, it was because of Mrs. Fault. She's incredible. So she's going to conduct the grand finale. And then now I have you sitting on the edge of your seats. Let's do this. This is going to be our exit strategy. I'm going to ask the high school to sit and be the last ones to leave the gym. And Katie, will you have them replay the Gypsy Rondo as we exit the gym? The only ensemble that is going back to the rehearsal room is Mrs. Babcock and the 6th grade Woodwind. They're going to the cafeteria. They're going to the cafeteria. Do not leave music or your music stands or your instruments or your wallet, your purse, and for your cell phone. Do not leave it out there. They're going to go to the cafeteria. Everybody else will be released from here because hopefully they have their coats and cases and we'll be ready to meet you here. We commissioned this piece that was written specifically for our Woodwind Whirlwind here in Farmington, where we had parts that are tailored for our 5th graders who've been a great audience so far. We finally get to hear from our 5th graders, all the way up to our high school. This is your 279-member Farmington Public School Woodwind Whirlwind Ensemble performing Simple Gifts.